Athi, big day for those vying for some kind of power in that area, which is traditionally known as one of the crime-ridden regions in the Western Cape. Take us through how that's likely to affect how things unfold today.
Certainly, Ayanda, that's one of the issues that I had an opportunity to speak about with the candidates that are standing for this particular ward. Now, I'm going to ask if our team can bring up our board so I can bring our viewers up to speed with this particular highly contested ward under the city of Cape Town. This is Ward 20, Ayanda, and it has a population of 42,000 people. Now, going back to your 2016 local government elections, of course, this is a DA stronghold. The results there were that the Democratic Alliance came up tops with 62%, and the ANC following there at 30%, and the Economic Freedom Fighters only at 3%, and the ACDP at 1%. Of course, at that point in time, 18,100 people had gone out to come and register for those local government elections in 2016. Of course, noting that the population here was at 42,000 at the time. So it looks like people are having some kind of voter fatigue, even coming into a pandemic. Of course, we're not expecting huge numbers from residents to come out and vote. But of course, the campaigning by the political parties will, of course, determine how much they were able to convince the people in this particular ward, Ward 20. Now, it's also important to note, Ayanda, that the city of Cape Town is not the only area that has by-elections today in the Western Cape. It has about 3 wards in the Western Cape that have by-elections taking place today. Beaufort West is also another area in the Western Cape where they're going to be electing some councillors there, as well as Knysna. But of course, all political parties have already stationed here at the Ward 20 election area, where residents are expected to come out and vote in their numbers. The IEC has already opened. We went inside and saw that they are actually preparing to welcome voters at 7 o'clock. They have prepared according to the COVID-19 regulations, Ayanda.
It's still quite early in the morning, but perhaps, Athi, it's worth just you helping us get a sense of how things are faring there now. Any kind of action at all?
Well, the party agents are already here. I'll be bringing you more of those visuals as they arrive, Ayanda. They're still packing up their desks behind us. The Democratic Alliance is out here. Remember, this is a DA stronghold. In the local government elections in 2016, they scored a 62%. The Economic Freedom Fighters right in between. They're also sitting there and stationed as well. More of the party agents are expected to arrive from the EFF. They got a 3% in the local government elections in 2016. You also have the Cape Coloureds Party, which is also stationed here. It's also contesting this by-election, Ayanda. It's going to be interesting how voters vote with regards to that smaller political party. Remember that 52% of the households here in Delft in Ward 20 are Afrikaans speaking, so that coloured party might come in handy in trying to score those votes from that population group which speaks Afrikaans. And then the ANC is also expected to also arrive and set up shop here. But of course, IEC staffers are already inside preparing for voters to come in and make their mark. Yesterday, Ayanda, the IEC opened here behind me for special votes, and today everyone in this ward will be coming out to make their mark.
All right, that's the picture in the Western Cape. Our Athi Mtongana live to us there from Delft. We're watching the story from various angles. In KZN, the ANC today looking to retain Ward 6 in Hammersdale, just outside Durban. In fact, the ANC Provincial Chair Sithe Zikalala is expected to visit this area sometime this afternoon. His visit comes after ANC bigwigs, such as President Cyril Ramaphosa and Treasurer General Paul Mashatile, visited the province last week. It's also where we find our Bonga Dlulane, who joins us now live. Bonga, how things pan out in Hammersdale will certainly give us a sense of the type of influence, if you like, the likes of President Cyril Ramaphosa still have in that region.
Good morning, Ayanda. Yes, unlike my colleague Artie's activities where it's happening where she is, it's still quiet here in Mpumalanga Township, here in Hammersdale, Ward 6. It's a complete picture, different one from last week when we saw President Cyril Ramaphosa coming through to campaign for this area, wanting to retain this ward. You remember, Ayanda, that the ANC is not looking to any upsets here because in the 2016 elections, the by-elections, they retained 83% of this ward. So they're looking to retain it again, but the fact that they campaigned so heavy for it, including President Cyril Ramaphosa, Treasurer General Paul Mashatile, and today the ANC chairperson in KwaZulu-Natal and Premier Sihle Zikalala is expected to visit this Ward 6 so that they can campaign one last time. That gives you that idea exactly as to what they want. They want to retain this one. They don't want any chances. And the big parties, the closest one to them was the IFP, which got 10%. That was in 2016. So ANC stronghold here. They're looking to retain it. Sihle Zikalala, who will be the premier and also a chairperson of the ANC, expected to visit alongside ANC, KZN provincial leaders. And it's a very big ward. It's about 36,000 population and 18,000 plus registered voters. Most of them are women. So quite interesting facts about this place here in Hammersdale that is called Mpumalanga Township.
Right. Help us place this a bit better, Bonga. What are some of those big issues that are likely to take center stage as people think about who to vote for?
I was here with Paul Mashatile when he visited, and he did talk about the fact that people here, when he was doing door-to-door, don't have jobs. I think the big ones, the jobs are huge issue. COVID-19 means that people are also struggling when it comes to finding jobs and retaining them, and also the 350 Rand COVID-19 special relief, some of them saying that they've not received it from the beginning when it started last year, and they still don't know how they're going to get it, and it will be given with them backdated. And then also bringing up issues such as crime, one of those issues, and the fact that they understand government is doing all they can, but these issues are not issues that are being brought by COVID-19, but are issues that have been pre-existing COVID-19, and that they're calling on the ANC government to assist them because they vote and they vote, and all they seem to walk away with are T-shirts when parties or people come to campaign and want their votes here. They don't have any jobs. They're worried about crime. The youth are also despondent because everything they apply, nothing goes through, and also COVID-19 means even more people are not working, so even more people are without work, and that is also creating frustration here in this community, saying that they need more from the ANC government because they keep voting them in, but it seems that they're not getting anything out of it, which is something that political bigwigs such as Sihle Zikalala and also anyone in the ANC said they're looking to address because, as mentioned, COVID-19 is quite putting a strain on the resources that they do have. So those issues are expected to come out, but also the DAIFP will be looking to campaign even more because they want to chip in the ANC stronghold here in Mpumalanga Township in Hammersdale.
Right, Bonga Dlulane, live to us there from that region, Hammersdale in Durban. Thanks very much indeed. Much needed context as we count down a few minutes now till those polls start opening for the by-elections that are taking place in various parts of the country. Bonga, thanks very much indeed.